Sir, you can start.
Yes. Good morning, one and all. Today, I am going to deliver a lecture on hardware disease in affecting the health and production in case of the animals. So, as you know, that you can see this the main motto of the training is associated with the grasses, feeds, fodder, and its association with the you can say production and reproduction and health of the animals. So this hardware disease is nothing but it is a disease condition which is very commonly occurring in case of the cattle, that too milking animals, milking cattle, buffaloes, and sheep and goat also. So this disease, it is named, it is synonym as a traumatic reticuloperitonitis, as well as in a common language it's called as a hardware disease. Hardware means a hardware object, means a metallic wire, nail, piece of the metal, or any type of the sharp piece of the metal is ingested by the animal, and that is lodged into the stomach of the animal, stomach of the large animals, and it causes various types of the traumatic injuries. And the relation of this disease to the grasses and our training program is that from the grasses, from the greens, from the silages, from the hays, these type of the materials, they are ingested and pushed by the animal into its stomach. So we'll discuss how to manage this type of the conditions, how to manage this disease condition, how to control this disease condition. Today, we'll go in detail about how it causes, preventive measures, treatment measures, symptoms, etc. Because it's is affecting upon the production and reproduction of the animal and health of the animal. So why I'm telling is that when the health of the animal is affected, then definitely milk production is affected and the production is affected, and the reproduction means the further lactation is affected, and definitely if no lactation, no, you can see parturition, no milk. So it is directly affecting upon the milk yield of the animals and the farmer yield of the farmers of the animal. So first of all, we will see the hardware disease. So it is commonly called as the. So first I am telling you, I will not go in detail regarding technical things because majority of the peoples, they are from the agriculture side and allied subject side. So I will go in a brief, and I will discuss in the very simple language so that how it is correlated to the feeding and these things you can understand. So this hardware disease, it is a common disease, and that is called as traumatic reticuloperitonitis. A reticulum and this is a pouch or bag into the stomach of the cattle, and the foreign body ingested, which is mixed into the fodder or grass, it directly enters into the rumen, that is stomach of the animal, and one of the pouch of the stomach of the animal, that's called as the reticulum. So it is usually caused by ingestion of sharp metallic object like pieces of nails, wires, or any type of the you can see materials which we are using in a daily practice. So these traumatic reticuloperitonitis or hardware disease is associated with the lesions caused by penetration of reticular wall. Reticulum is a pouch or bag which is present into the stomach of the animal. So it contains stomach of the animal. It contains the stomach, this rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abdomen. 4 bags are there. It is not like human beings. It is simple. It is not a simple. So they are having the compound stomach. So it's a separate bag, and it is lost into this. The metal wires, needles, nails, etc. They may be ingested by the animals, and these metallic foreign bodies may lodge into the stomach or in the reticulum of the animal. So this disease condition is very common in case of the cattle and very occasionally reported in case of the other animals. Because in case of dairy cattle, dairy buffaloes, their production is more, production stress is more, mineral requirement, feed requirement is more. That's why this disease occurs very commonly. How will this disease occurs? A question may born in your mind that how will this occurs? What is the cause of the disease condition? Number one, if we see the etiological factors responsible to cause this disease condition, number one is a pica. Pica, simple term, is a habit to eat the unedible or non, you can say edible things. So suppose nail, suppose a metal wire, piece of the metal, sharp piece of the bone. It is not common food of the animal, but this type of the food or leather or you can say these clothes, they are ingested by the animal. So pica means habit to ingest or eat this type of the foreign material. It is called as a foreign material, foreign body. And this occurs most commonly. Pica word will be coming 2-3 times. So pica, it is nothing but simple term, that is a habit to take the, you can say non-edible things, the things that are not as a food material of the animal. So this pica or this consumption of the foreign body mainly occurs due to the lack of phosphorus and calcium in the diet. So how there is a lack of phosphorus and calcium in the diet? Due to food, grass, fodder, which is deficient in calcium and phosphorus. I have came to the title of the training, the food of the animal, grass of the animal, fodder of the animal, that is deficient in the calcium and phosphorus. Then the second is grasses grown on the calcium and phosphorus deficient soil may result in the low levels of calcium and phosphorus and result in pica. So, for your knowledge, I will tell you one information that if we see the reports of the, you can say, soil testing of All India or all test, then you can see that the phosphorus is deficient everywhere in all soils of India, all the soils of states of India, and except in the some of the coastal areas like Konkan, like some of the coastal areas of the Bengal and these Gujarat and these things, they are calcareous soils are present. Calcareous soils. Calcareous means that is containing more amount of the calcium. So in the coastal areas, only calcium percentage in the soil is more, but in the rest of the parts of the India, the soils are particularly deficient in the phosphorus and calcium. The second thing is that the phosphorus, calcium, phosphorus and magnesium ratio into the blood is number 1, 2:4:8, means 2% magnesium should be there, 4% phosphorus should be there, and 8% calcium should be there. Calcium should be high, then half to that there should be phosphorus in the diet, and then half to that magnesium should be there. So this is a pyramid. It's a pyramid. So if the calcium is at the base, at the foundation, if the calcium is less, automatically phosphorus absorption is decreased, automatically magnesium will be decreased, and it causes various type of disease condition due to calcium, less phosphorus, less magnesium. So it's all causing due to deficient type of the feed and fodder, grasses, which are deficient in the calcium and phosphorus. So these feeds are deficient in the calcium and phosphorus. That's why this hardware disease occurs. This deficiency of the calcium, this deficiency of the phosphorus result into the pica. Pica means ingestion of the foreign material. So the second thing is the tendency to lick the metallic object or habit to chew foreign body. Many times it may happen that you are giving a very nutritious type of the food, all the minerals are provided, but some animals are having the habit, so we have to control them. That is the way out. Then the most important factor, again, I will, after end of this, I will show you the actual, you can see live demonstration in my words. Then grass bundles are tied with the metal wires and may result in accidental ingestion. You know that dry grass bundles, they are tied with a metallic wire, and big grass bundles, they are tied. I will shift for this. I will shift to the next 3 slides. You can see that the grass bundle, it is tied with the metallic wire. It is tied with the metallic wire. What will happen if if we, you can see, release this, you can see metallic wire, and some piece of the metal falls into the, you can say, food of the animal, then what will happen? Definitely you can say these animals will be prone to the hardware disease. hardware. This is a metal wire is a hardware, and these animals, they are consuming the, you can say, we can say, this type of the metallic type of the foreign bodies. Then accidental foreign body may be ingested from grass, fodder, or consumed many times. It may happen that yes, you have not tied this bundle of the grass with the help of the this metallic wire, but accidentally some piece of the metal, some piece of the bone, or some piece of the, you can say, metallic wire nail, it may mix into your food, and it may result into ingestion by such type of the food mixed with the, you can say, foreign body by the animals, and it results into the hardware disease in case of the animal. So again, it is associated with the grass, fodder, and concentrate. Then malnutrition, lack of feed and fodder, scarcity food and grasses, scarcity of food and grasses. No, as you know that in many parts of India, many times there is a drought. In case of drought-prone area, animals doesn't get food to eat. There is malnutrition. There is sufficient amount of the grass, sufficient amount of the hay, silage, green grass is not there. Then what they will do? They will eat some leaves of the plants. They will eat some, you can say, small sized woods. They will eat some plastic. They will eat some, you can say, clothes, and they will eat some, again, whatever is there in front of them due to hunger. They will try to put something into their stomach. And in case of the lack of food and water, in case of scarcity food and grasses, it will result into the ingestion of this type of the material. Then high worm load is also there, and this also results into this one. Then if we see the exciting causes again, so this is associated with the feed. Then from animal side, there are some of the causes. Number one, accidental ingestion of the foreign body, pin, sharp object, metallic wires, nails, shiving needles, then pieces of the bones while grazing on pasture. Many a times on the organized farm, there is a land for grazing of the animals, and these animals are let loose for grazing for a day together. And if such type of the material like your pin, sharp object, metallic wire, nails, shiving needles, they are, you can see, lying in that pasture land, on the grassland, then it may be ingested accidentally by the animal, and it is, you can say, consumed by the animal. The second thing is that the cattle and buffalo, or you can say dairy animals, they are voracious eaters and indiscriminate feeders. So voracious eating have been voraciously animal eat. They eat very fast. Then indiscriminate eaters means indiscriminate. They can't discriminate. They can't differentiate in between the edible and non-edible things. So as we know, when we have been given the food, we can know what is edible and what is non-edible. So animal doesn't know. If you mix a piece of, you can say, metal, if you mix a, you can say, small, you can say, handle of the spoon, then and it is mixed into the food and fodder, feed, fodder, and grass, then voracious eating, due to this voracious eating and indiscriminate feeding, that animal will, you can say, consume that type of the foreign body. And this type of the, you can say, voracious eating habit and indiscriminate feeding habits, it may, you can say, it may cause ingestion of the foreign body while grazing on the grasslands. Many times the grassland is 2 acres, 3 acres. We can't see, we can't examine each and every corner of that grassland. Many times this type of material may be fallen lost, you can say, by mistake or accidentally, that may be, you can say, lost, and that may result into the ingestion of the foreign body by grazing, during grazing of the animals on grassland. Then again, I will tell you in detail. The cattle and buffaloes usually do not chew their feed, grass, properly to eliminate foreign material before swallowing. So what they do, they pick up the grass, they make the bolus, and they just push into the stomach. And then at the time of the rest, they ruminate it. So first of all, they will consume the food voraciously, and they ruminate. Same the thing does not happen in case of humans and other animals, dogs, cats, etc. Same the thing doesn't happen. So due to this, they can't differentiate, and they will just make a bolus of the grass, and that bolus of the grass, it will be you can say mixed in the saliva, and that is pushed by the animal into the stomach. And then at that time, in that bolus, accidentally, if some foreign material, if non-edible thing is mixed, then again it results into the hardware disease. Again, it is associated with the grass and bolus of the grass, feed and fodder. Everything is associated with the grass, feed and fodder, and resulting into the hardware disease. So such type of animals are more prone to the hardware disease. Then the next point is when a grain, chopped fodder or silage, hay are tied with metal wires. Again, not only the dry grass, bundles of the dry grass, what I showed you. Then this chopped fodder, then silage, hay, they are also tied with the metallic wires. Again, these wires may accidentally be ingested by the animals. Then green chopped silage itself. So if a chopped silage is there 10 kg and it may be containing itself, it may be containing. So tying with the metal wire is a different thing. But if you can say you have put in a you can say container, and that chopped fodder, chopped silage or chopped dry, you can see fodder, it is containing the metallic wires or foreign bodies that is consumed by the animal directly due to this voracious eating and indiscriminate feeding habit. Then, if the animals are kept in the recently constructed buildings, it is having so many nails, metallic wires, etc., then it is also, you can say, resulting into the hardware disease. Then concentrate, again we will come to the feed, concentrate. So again, how to give the concentrate, what is the formulation, and these things I will again going to discuss. Concentrate containing the foreign bodies. Many a times concentrate comes, ready-made concentrate, many companies are manufacturing concentrate, and they are coming from the, you can say, ready-made a bag of the concentrate. We are purchasing it at the rate of some 25 rupees or 26 rupees per kg. So these concentrate may be mixed with some metallic, you can say, pieces, sieving, or some pieces of the metal, or you can say some of the foreign objects. Then mixing metallic sieving needles in front of the house. So it is very interesting. So in majority part of the rural area, you can see that the animals, they are either kept in front of the animal or at the backyard of the animal or the backside of the animal in the space. So generally, in front of the house at the backside of the house, the grass or dry fodder is kept. And we peoples, we are just sitting near that grass, we are doing this and that thing. Many times the family members, our family members, they are stitching some clothes with the help of the needle, and if some emergency work is there, we are keeping this sieving needle just there only, and accidentally it is mixing into the water. So it is happening, always happening. A survey I have reported that it is happening, and these sieving needles, they are ingested by the animal along with the grass, along with the fodder, accidentally. Then kitchen waste, it is a practice in rural areas that kitchen waste, they are given to the animal. So many covers of the many, you can see, fruits, leaves, leafy vegetables, they are given to the animal. So this kitchen waste, when they are given, they may be containing the materials in the kitchen like spoons or many other sharp instruments, and they may be accidentally ingested by the animal. Then the other factor is a grassland having old metal fencing. In the organized farm or any farm, the metal fencings are there on to the grassland, and this old metallic fencing, they are rusted, and pieces of that old metallic fencing may be fallen in that grassland, and if the animals are let loose for grazing in that near that you can say fencing, old fencing where the species are lying, then it may result into the foreign body syndrome, or it may result into the hardware disease. Then you can see this as a bundle and animals are grazing. Then again I have shown you. The second thing is that in this picture, again I will zoom it. So you can see this material, the wires by which these bundles of the grass are tied, they are collected. So such type of wires, they are used by these people who are packing this grass. So Yeah, so this is responsible for this. So instead of this, the substitute should be used for tying of such type of the grass. And you can see this metallic wire, pieces of the metallic wire, they are rusted, or this metallic wire is rusted, and it is definitely mixed into the, you can say, grass, dry grass, etc. So again, we will come to this. We have, you can say, discussed the etiology, how it causes, how that foreign material from grass, concentrate, silage, it enters into the stomach of the animal. So when the metal piece enters into the stomach of the animal, as I have told you that there are four, you can say, bags of the stomach. One of the bags is reticulum. It is having honeycomb-like structure, honeycomb, honeycomb. So, and in that, the foreign body is lost. So, it is lost into that. If the foreign material is like nuts, coins, stones, or blunt, it doesn't cause any type of the trauma or injury. But if penetrating is there, suppose a sharp metallic wire is there, nail is there, piece of the metal is there, then it definitely causes the, you can see, injury to the reticulum. It pierces the wall of the reticulum and it causes the swelling of the wall of the reticulum, and that is called as the reticulitis, traumatic reticulitis. Again, as you know that the stomach, every stomach, so even the process of digestion, it is associated with the movements of the intestine, movements of the stomach. So that is called as the reticular contraction, peristaltic movement in a technical language. But the movement of the stomach for forward pushing of the food during the process of the digestion, it again cause pressure. And these movements, lodging of the foreign body into the reticulum, followed by movements of the stomach to movements of the reticulum, it induces the piercing of such type of foreign body into the rumen, wall of the rumen or raw wall of the reticulum. Then this foreign body, if enters towards the liver, spleen, it causes abscess of the liver and spleen. Then if this, you see how dangerous disease it causes, and it affects directly on the, you can say, health of the animal and production of the animal. It causes liver abscess, it causes spleen abscess, it may cause diaphragmatic hernia. Diaphragm is a layer which is separating the abdomen and the thorax. And if this foreign body consumed by the animal from grass enters into the diaphragm, it pierces the wall of the diaphragm, it creates the hole, and there is a herniation of abdominal contents into the thoracic cavity, and that's called as the diaphragmatic hernia. Then it may enter into the sternum and cause abscess, means lower side of the, you can say, thoracic cavity, sternum, or abscess. Then this foreign body may escape from right or left intercostal space in between the two ribs. It can escape. Then it many a times it may enter into the lungs. It may cause pleurisy, pyothorax, and lung abscess. Depending upon the foreign body may rotate. This metal piece ingested by the animal may rotate in 360 degree, and depending upon the, you can see, movement, pressure of the particular organ, it may produce the various type of the pathological lesions and various type of disease condition. Then it may again result into the reticular fistula, left or right intercostal space. Then we will come to the symptoms of the disease condition. So generally we see that we think that what will happen, but it is a very serious disease condition. As I am working in this field since last 25 years, so I have seen so many, you can see, animals, so many, you can say, good yielding animals who have lost liters of milk, and this, you can say, there are heavy economic losses to the farmers and animal owners. So in this disease condition, after ingestion of the foreign body by means of the feed fodder grass, tympany, gas production is there. Continuously bloating of the stomach is there. Gas production is there. And response to treatment. When you perform the treatment, then it responds. Then decrease the ruminant motility. So what I told you, that it pierces the wall of the rumen, wall of the stomach of the animal. There is formation of adhesion, and the movements of the stomach, movements of they are decreased. Then anorexia. Animal doesn't eat food and water. Complete anorexia, or completely doesn't eat, partially. Partially, animal eats small quantity of the food. Then suspended rumination is there. Majid sir, there is some disturbance. Majid sir, there is some disturbance. Hello.
Just a second, sir. I'll ask all the participants to mute their microphone. Most of the times they have
Uh-huh.
unmuted their microphone. Just a
Uh-huh.
second. Let me check. Is it okay now?
But in between voice is coming.
Most of the times when the new participants join, they have kept their microphones
Okay,
open.
no
That's
problem.
the problem.
No problem. I will continue. Okay, okay. Challenge. So suspended rumination means the rumination is not there. Rumination is not there. Movements of the rumen are not there. Decreased milk yield. I have observed that with this type of the material is ingested by the animal along with feed for the grass, milk yield up to 80% is decreased. 80% is decreased. Suppose the milk yield, total milk yield of the day of a particular cow is 10 liters, it comes to 2 liters. It comes to 2 liters. And animal owner tells you that, sir, see, what happened, I don't know. Animal is not taking the food. Gas is there and milk yield is only 2 liters. 2 months before, it was giving 10 liters of the milk. See how it is dangerous. You tell 8 liters of milk reduction of the milk production means a heavy economic loss to the farmer and dairy owner. So inability in this due to the continuous pinching of this foreign body, their inability to walk to slope. When you can see allow the animal to walk to the slope, then pressure of the abdomen will be there on the stomach. All abdominal organs on the stomach will be there, and animal is reluctant to walk to slope. Then stiffness of the forelimb. Again, it is due to pain. Then fever is there. You can say rise in the body temperature due to this. Abdominal pain is there. Then abduction of the elbow. Elbows are out. So very cautious walking is there. Jugular pulsation will be there. Means this jugular vein will you can see be engorged and you can see pulsation. If this foreign body enters into the heart, it causes traumatic pericarditis and it causes brisket edema, jugular pulsation, jugular enlargement, etc. Brisket enlargement is there if there is a entry of this foreign material into the heart. You see how dangerous disease it is causing. Then respiratory distress is there, nasal discharge is there. If the entry of the foreign body is into the lungs, then impaction of the rumen many a times stomach may be packed. The movements are not there. Movements are not there, and stomach is packed with the contents. There is no movement. Animal doesn't take food and water. Arching of the back. The back will be stiff and it will be bent. Tucked up appearance. It means that animal will be stiff, like in stiff position. Then reduction of the body weight. Again, animal owner will tell you that, sir, the body weight is reduced. Body weight is tremendously reduced. Then losses of milk production. Again, body weight, losses of the milk production. It is very predominant, and affect definitely it is affecting upon the reproduction and reproduction of the animals. So fluid may accumulate if it enters because from the reticulum, the heart and lungs are very closer. So chance of entry of the foreign body may be into the lungs or heart, and the fluid may accumulate into the heart as a result of infection. The heart may also produce the abnormal sign, sounds, elevated heart rate, shallow but rapid respiration is there. Then abscess formation to the reticulum may be lethargic. Animals are lethargic. Heart sounds are abnormal. So these type of the clinical signs are observed. So this is a typical picture where you can see that dry muscle is there. Dry muscle. After ingestion of the foreign body, the muscle become dry. It is a indication. If the muscle of the animal is dry, then it is an indication that animal is sick. Everybody can identify the animal. In case of the healthy animals, these muscles, they are wet. This is one of the sign. Second important sign is a nasal discharge. I have told you that if entry of the foreign body is into the lungs, there is a nasal discharge. You can see bloody nasal discharge is there. Then the third is the brisket edema. Dewlap. At the dewlap region, there is a swelling, brisket edema. If the foreign body enters into the heart, there is a brisket edema. Then diagnosis. So how it can be diagnosed? For your information, I will tell you that history and clinical signs, blood test is performed, radiographic examination is performed for diagnosis, lateral and plain radiograph of the thoracoabdomen are taken, ultrasound examination are there, and metal detector can be used for this one. The field tests are back pinch test and Bambo cold test. So exploratory laparotomy is also technical term. This means opening the stomach, and these things they are for confirmatory diagnosis. But back pinch test and Bambo cold test is these are the two tests which are used, which can be used at the field level. Any farmer can use 3 tests. That is, you allow the animal to walk to the slope. If animal is reluctant to walk to the slope, definitely there is some problem into the stomach of the animal. There is some foreign body. Back pinch, just take the pinch behind the hump region of the animal, then there will be direct pressure on the stomach. So animal will bend the, you can see, back of it, and you can see there will be pressure on the stomach, and animal will show the signs of the pain. Then the bamboo cold test. So take a piece of the bamboo, 2-3 feet long piece of the bamboo, hold it just behind the, you can see, sternum, behind the sternum, or hold it, you can see, just behind the thoracic cavity, and lift from both the sides. Then there will be pressure of this bamboo stick from the, you can say, lower side of the abdomen, and again animal will show the signs of pain. So this test everybody can perform. So if you are doubtful that weight is less, then you can say milk production is reduced, and if you can perform this test. They are very easy and simple tests to know, to diagnose, early diagnosis of this foreign body. Many a times it may happen that the case remains undiagnosed, and then at the last stage, when foreign body enters into the lungs, then in case of in the heart, liver, spleen, then cases comes to the hospital. Then it becomes very difficult to treat such type of the cases, and in this prognosis is also very poor. So in early stages, we have to perform the treatment. So in case of the treatment, conservative treatment or surgical, 2 types of treatments are there for the disease condition. Initial treatment is conservative, and administration of the magnet is a, you can say, technique which is very commonly used in organized farms. So I will tell you how this magnet technique is there, and if your cow fails to, we can say, conservative treatment, then surgical treatment is performed. So in this, rumen magnets are used. It means the magnets, they are pushed just into the stomach of the animal. Small bolus of the magnet, it is pushed into the stomach of the animal, or it is just kept into the, you can see, reticulum of the animal. So specific type of instrument is there for this, and with the help of this instrument, the magnet is kept. The intention is that this magnet will hold all the foreign material ingested by the animal, all the foreign material. So generally, as this bolus of the magnet, it is available in the form of capsule or bolus. It is non-penetrating. It doesn't cause any type of the harm to the animal. So a course of antibiotic, analgesic, and this can be given. So I will tell you in detail about the cow magnet, or a magnet which is used in case of the, you can say, dairy animals. So it is a preventive measure. So we'll come to prevention of the disease condition, how this prevention can be performed. A cow magnet, it is nothing but a simple piece of the magnet, blunt piece of the magnet, like a capsule. The capsule you are taking medicinal, in the medicine, when you are sick, doctors are giving some capsules to you. So round, it is round at both the sides, and it is cylindrical one. And this magnet is a medical device which is used for prevention of the disease condition. So the size of this magnet is 1 centimeter by 8 centimeters. So 1 centimeter thickness is there, and length is 8 centimeters. And it's a smooth rod. But today, various type of the magnets like ring and stainless steel core type of the magnet, and these type single piece. So these type of magnets are available in the market, and depending upon the feasibility, depending upon suitability on your farm, you can use this. The newer design help to increase the effectiveness. Means new designs are coming. So these you can see they are very effective, and it is containing a cage in which magnets are there. A small cage, plastic cage is there, and a magnet is lying in that cage. So that you can see whole assembly you have to keep into the stomach of the animal with the help of the Pauling gun, or specific type of the gun is there, and that is used for you can see keeping the magnet. So it is very popular technique, and it is used for, you can say, prevention of the hardware disease. Other preventive measures we are going to discuss, but this is a very important preventive measure that in the organized farm dairy animals to avoid these, because no doubt we have to give feed and fodder to the animal. Without feed and fodder, we will not get ill and animal will not survive. But while giving, we have to take the precaution. We have to give the precaution, and that to balanced diet. Balanced diet we have to give for optimum. I am saying optimum health of the animal. Optimum health of the animal. So you can see in preliminary disease, the antibiotic treatment is given. So a technique is there. Ruminotomy means opening of the left flank of the animal, and you can say removal of these foreign bodies. I will can say describe this in a very, you can say, brief, because it's all technical thing. So left flank is open, the muscles and these things under the effect of T block. T block is the anesthesia, inverted L block is the anesthesia under local infiltration anesthesia and light sedation. Animal is taken in the travis, and you can see it is open. We have to take a 6 to 7 inch long incision. Then we can give the other anesthesia like paravertebral nerve block, etc. We can cut the skin, subcutaneous tissue, these muscles, oblique, external obliquus, internal obliquus, transverse abdominis, and peritoneum is open. Then we have to fix this rumen with the, you can say, we have to fix this rumen. You can see this picture. So while seeing this picture, when you will watch this picture, I will describe the thing. So you can see this is the left flank area. You can see in the first picture, this is the left flank of the animal. So what I am suturing.
Sir, actually, you may have to resume presenting. Mohan Singh is starting presentation on his own. Mohan Singh will be removed.
So I have to resume.
Yeah, you have to resume presenting.
Okay. Okay.
Again and again, I have to say the same thing to the participants. Please do not start presenting.
Okay.
Sir, better to use the Zoom app.
It is okay now?
Yes, yes, yes.
So directly I will come to the last slide, slide where we were there. And so you can see in this picture. So I can zoom this picture. So you can see left flank of the animal. As you know that left flank of the animal, where you can see. So a team, my team is there, and a person who is wearing the cap, he is attendant, and the people which are standing at the left side of me, they are postgraduate students of the surgery department. So you can see that this. We are opening the rumen, and like this, the rumen is open. You can see in this picture, rumen is open, and all the contents, 80% contents are removed, and along with in this, at the, you can say, floor of this rumen, or we have to pass the hand at the floor of the rumen. We have to see the foreign body, various type of the foreign bodies. If the magnet is not there, what we are doing is that we are passing the, you can see, magnet. We are holding in the hand, and from this incision, we are passing the magnet into the stomach of the animal, rumen of the animal, reticulum of the animal, so that the foreign bodies will be picked up by this magnet, and then you can see 80% contents are removed. This is a, you can see, ruminotomy procedure, and this is a, you can say, Wingard's ruminotomy ring, and rumen is fixed in a very aseptic manner. We have to do this. After this side, this was the first picture. After opening the rumen, this is the second. We have to clean. We have cleaned it very properly with the help of the normal saline and sterile type of the solution. Saline solution, and the suturing is going on. So like this technique is performed. So in this, the generally 1.5 hour is required for this one, and it is a routine practice at our institute, and students, they are getting a more and more exposure. PhD students, PG students, they are more getting more exposure of this type of the operations, this type of this disease condition. And post-operatively, we have to give antibiotics, anti-inflammatory dressing, these things, and removal of the suture sound, 11, 12 post-operatively. These things are we have to give. And very important is that while after performing this surgery, after 72 hours, we have to keep the off fed, and then we have to give small quantity of dry roughage, then increase it gradually. And for 3 weeks, we have to stop the food. We have to stop the green food. Sorry, we have to stop the green food, so that green food and concentrate produces more amount of gases into the stomach of the animal. So we have to stop that. And slowly after 3 weeks, we have to give small quantity of the green foods and these things. So a very important aspect with us is control and prevention. How we can control this disease condition. Prevention is better than cure. So provision of good quality roughages, grasses and fodder to the animal. Good quality roughages, grasses and fodder to the animal. See, means the grasses grown on the calcium, you can see the soils which are, you can see having sufficient calcium, sufficient phosphorus, and you can see such type of grasses fodder should be provided to the animal. Then provision of concentrate as per the production and requirement of the animal. So the simple thumb rule for feeding the animals is that in case of the cows and buffaloes, for a, you can see cow, 1.5 kg of the concentrate is required. 1.5 kg of the concentrate is required for maintenance of the body. And if the cow is producing 1 liter of the milk, then another 3 liter of the milk per day, another 1 kg is required. Means for I can say 1.5 kg for the maintenance of the body and 1 kg per 3 liter of the milk for production of the milk. So this should be the ratio. If this ratio is not there, we are giving less amount of the concentrate, then production stress will be there. Then there will be deficiency of the calcium and phosphorus, and definitely animal will eat this type of the material. So in case of the buffalo, same the thing is there. Only 1.5 kg for you can see maintenance of the body, and for 1 liter of the for 2.5 liter of the milk, 1 kg. Means suppose a cow is producing 10 liters of the milk, then 1.5 kg of the concentrate for maintenance of the body, plus for 3 liter we have to add 1 kg. For 3 liter we have to add 1 kg. Means for 9 liters 3 kg, and for 1 kg half kg. 1 liter half kg. Means for 10 liters 1.5 kg for maintenance and 3.5 kg for production of the milk. And this 5 kg total quantity will be 3.5 kg and 1.5 plus 1.5 kg, it's 5 kg of the concentrate, 2.5 kg in the morning and 2.5 kg in the evening. Like that, the ratio is there, but for buffaloes, as they are having more fat percentage, we have to give 2.5 kg of the concentrate per liter of the milk. So 1.5 kg of the concentrate is required for maintenance of the body, and for 10 liter in case of buffalo, 4 kg of the concentrate is required. Means 5 you can say 5 kg of the concentrate that should be divided into morning and evening, that is required. So we have to maintain these ratio. Again, it is associated with the food. Then supplementation with common salt and mineral mixture. So as it is caused by deficiency of the calcium, deficiency of the phosphorus, deficiency of the magnesium, the food should be supplemented with the salt and mineral mixture, which is containing calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and other minerals, zinc, and other vitamins, and I can say multi-mineral and multivitamin type of the mineral mixture. They should be provided to the animal. Then we have to see the contents of the soil and this thing, and we have to again along with this mineral mixture, if there is need, then phosphorus, calcium, and magnesium extra it may be required. Vitamins may be required. So depending upon the requirement, depending upon the area, depending upon the availability of the green fodder, dry fodder in your area, you can manage these things. So the animals should not be confined or let loose for grazing to a place where construction in progress is, where construction is going on. Then nowadays, for all in rural area also, for construction, you can see iron type of the, you can say iron rods and iron, you can say pieces of the, you can say metal, they are used, and for RCC work and the cement work they are used, and they may lose here and there in the fields, in the grasses, and they should not be allowed to graze over there where construction work is going on. Then you have to use, very important, you have to use twin thread, double thread instead of metal wire for tying the bundle. So you can use cotton ka thread, you can use a nylon ka thread, and these are more, you can say, safe and easy. No doubt we have to remove after you can, at the time of, you can say, giving the fodder to the animal, we have to, you can say, release this bundle, and we have to remove this material which is used for packing of these grasses. No doubt, but this can be used instead of this metal wire, because pieces of this generally will not be mixed into the, you can see, feed and fodder. Then metal wire nail should be kept away from the feed. If the metal wires and nails there, they should be kept away from the feed. Deworming should be performed. Awareness in the farmer should be, you can say, there. And this magnet, I have told you that very small peels of the magnet, which are, you can say, fixed in the basket, small basket. They are just with the help of the balling gun or specific instrument, they are kept into the stomach of the animal or into the reticulum of the animal, so that accidentally, if some foreign body enters into the, you can say, reticulum rumen of the animal, it will be held by the magnet and it will not allow to move and cause pathogenesis, means further dangerous disease condition. So we can perform this immediately. We can go for X-ray. Generally, what happens that this peel of the magnet or bolus or peel of the magnet is not introduced, then foreign body is free to move in 360 degrees, as I have told you. Then this magnet will hold the foreign body metal which has entered into the stomach of the animal by means of the food, and the disease can be prevented. Again, keep cattle away from new construction. If new construction is carefully clean it. Then completely remove the old fencing of the grasslands. Remove the old fencing. Generally, the fencing of the grassland, old fencing of the grassland, they are rusted, and the pieces of that fencing itself falls in the grassland, and accidentally they may be consumed by the animal. Then again, the very important thing is that roll the magnet on grass hay concentrate, where you are animal keeping the animal, or where you are let loose the animal for, you can say, grazing. In that area, roll the magnet. You have to roll the magnet on the concentrate. Also, you have to roll the magnet. You have to roll the magnet, and you can say this will you can say magnet will catch each and everything, a metallic object it will catch, and rolling on the concentrate, rolling on the grassland, it will eliminate this type of the object. Then soil testing, very important, that soil testing and correction and of the calcium and phosphorus level. Regular soil testing should be performed where you are growing the grasses, and the calcium phosphorus level should be corrected, and accordingly the fertilizers which are containing the phosphorus and these things should be you can say given, or you can say introduced into the soil, so that the ratio of the phosphorus, calcium, these things, they are maintained in the soil, and this disease can be prevented. So this is all regarding the prevention of this disease condition, and this is how this disease condition can be prevented. Now, what will do you? I will shift to the, you can say, these things, camera, and I will take.
Stop presenting, sir, so that we can shift to camera.
So
We are seeing you now. You can turn off the camera.
I am visible now, no?
Yeah.
So I will mute my camera. Just I will go to the place where these animals are there, and how grazing practice is there in our ward. Very small, you can say this one is there. About 50 to 60 animals are kept over there, and you can see that these animals they are regularly given the dry type of the grass, dry type of the, you can say, fodder, and how this fodder is tied with the metal pieces, how animals they are given accidentally. We are taking due care, but accidentally, by mistake, this type of the, you can say, material may be mixed into the food, and it may result into the hardware disease, which is very dangerous, and that is affecting the production and the reproduction in case of the animal. Heavy losses are there, and heavy losses are good money. So, Mahindra sir.
Girish sir?
Sir, I am coming. 1 minute. Huh?
Yeah. Sure. Sir is basically taking us to the war.
The war only.
Actually, the we're going to see certain things. Thank you.
So I have to go to ये इसका सामने का कैमरा कैसा करना है माजिद सर? मुझे सामने का दिखाना है व्यू, because the grass and these things are in front of me. Hello Majid sir. एक मिनट.
Hello, you can turn the camera because it might be using front camera right now.
Sir, what can I do?
Rotate the phone directly.
Should I rotate the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see the grass. You can see the grass. Where this, you can see the pieces of the, you can see the pieces of the metal. So this material is used for tying of this, you can say this one. And you can see that, you can see how it is lying. You can see it is just lying here. You can see. So this type of the wire. So you can see this is a bundle of the grass. Again this bundle of the grass is tied with this metallic wire. You can see this metallic wire. You can see this metallic wire. It is tied. You can see this. Here is the wire. There is the wire. So you can see that this person is preparing the concentrate. So this concentrate is prepared. You can see this concentrate is prepared. So from this concentrate, you can see foreign body may be mixed. Then you can see these animals, and you can see the grass, how this grass is given to the animals. Majid sir, I am not able to show them clearly. So can I rotate my camera to front side? Majid sir. Hello, Majid sir. Majid sir, are you listening? Hello.
I'll check on the mobile, sir. I'll check on the mobile. Since I'm using it on the laptop, I'll check on the mobile.
Because if the camera is
the rear camera is much better.
This camera is not. I am not able to show them properly. That's why.
Yeah.
If I can show them the you can see front view of my camera, then it is better.
Yeah. Do one thing, sir. You will see 3 dots.
Yeah.
At your screen, at the top.
Yes.
There will be option of switch camera.
Switch camera. Yes.
Choose.
Yes. Yes. Now it's okay. So you can see these animals. So how it is, you can see given. So you can see the grass. The same grass it is given to the animals. So you can see. So accidentally this may be, you can say. So generally, you can see this type of the ready-made ready-made type of the grass bundles, they are available, and we are giving to these animals. And this you can see from this that may be accidentally ingested by the animal, and it may result into the traumatic. बंडल घेऊन ये रे, विचार. So I will come back again. So it is better if you are not having the, you can say, magnet facility. It is better to, you can say, rotate this magnet, or you can say just roll this magnet in this manger where you can say put the grass for grazing of the animals. You can do this so that all the foreign bodies can be, you can see, all the foreign bodies can be, can say, picked up to the magnet, and you can say. So now you can see this person is removing. This person is removing. This person is removing the grass from this bundle. You can see, and he has removed the dori sodli ka. Sodli kute dako. Okay. So he has removed this grass, and you can see this the free pieces of the metal, like you can see this one. They may be ingested, or then you can see it is rusted. This piece of the metal, it is rusted, and these pieces of the metal may fall. You can see may mix into the this one, and it result into the hardware disease. So you can see this is a bundle of this. It is separated, but even then there is chance of mixing. And so this, you can see, this is a concentrate we are giving to the animals, and this concentrate is we are giving the mineral mixture and these things to the animal. So this is you can say ready-made concentrate from this, and this is the, you can see, bran, wheat bran, and so such type of feeding habits are there. So actually I have taken you to the field because my intention is that you must know how these feeding practices and these things are performed, and actually how that should be, you can see, managed. And as I told you that the rolling of the magnet over the phase, over the concentrate is very important, and that's why you can say this disease condition can be prevented. So this is how we have concluded. Now within 2 minutes I will reach to my department. I will sit in my chamber, and then there will be question answer session. Manji sir, I am muting myself for 2 minutes.
Sure, no problem. Sure, no problem.
Please wait for 2 minutes. I am reaching.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Because question answer session is very important, because this is a very common condition at field level. So participants, please don't leave, because in question answer session you will be getting some knowledge regarding so many questions fall in your mind. So I mean to say that your concept should be clear regarding this, and at field level, as a person of the agriculture, as a person of the allied science, and as a person of animal husbandry, how you can manage this type of the very common condition, which are, you can see, caused due to, you can see, very small, you can see, neglected type of the things. And initial stages, at the initial, you can say, preliminary stages, this disease is generally not diagnosed at field level or by the farmer. When the condition goes to the chronic one, and then it causes various type of the dangerous type of the lesions in the stomach of the animal, in the thoracic cavity of the animal, then it is brought to the hospital. If I mean to say that we can adopt the practices which can prevent this disease condition. Simple magnet you can tell, and you can tag this magnet at field level. I'm telling you that professional instruments are available, but if the farmer is not having the, you can see, financial, you can say, capacity to purchase the equipment, then a simple magnet is available everywhere. This magnet can be rotated on these type of the, you can say, uh, material, and this disease can be prevented. A very common practice. So you can make the awareness among the farmers that you have to purchase one magnet, and you have to, you can say, prevent this disease condition. As it is affecting very badly, very seriously on the health of the animal, on the production of the animal, and on the, definitely on the at all India level, it is definitely affecting upon the, you can see, total gross income of the country. So now there will be question answer session. You can, you are, you can say, free to ask the questions. So if anybody is having any question, you can ask me.
Please ask your questions. Sir is ready.
Topic is open for discussion.
Good morning, sir. This is C.H. Ramakrishna, Assistant Professor, Agronomy in Fodder Production and Grassland Management. Sir, regarding some grass species, they are harmful for animals, no, sir?
Okay. Yes,
If
yes,
they
yes.
go, if they gone out grazing in the rainlands, they eat something which is not good for their health. So how we will detect those toxic symptoms? One thing. Second thing, possible treatment for that in field level, farmers level.
Farmers level. So we have to. The first thing is that how we can prevent it. Number one. So first of all, the plants like Lantana camera. You know, Lantana camera. So these are poisonous, and many type of the grasses are also poisonous. And these type of the grasses, they may affect upon the, right from the, you can see, digestive health of the animal, production of the animal, even residues of these grasses, they are excreted from the, you can see, milk. So the taste of the milk can be changed. So we have to identify the, you can say, the grasses which are poisonous in the particular area, because Lantana camera is very common all over in India. So this is causing poisoning, and we have to, we should not feed this type of thing. Then the second thing is that if there is a poisoning, then you, no doubt we have to take to the hospital, but we can give the laxative type of the, you can say, available material available in, with the farmer. That is, sweet oil can be given. The activated charcoal powder. Charcoal is a universal antidote for poisoning. Charcoal powder is there. Charcoal is nothing but is a coal powder, and it prevents the absorption of this poison from the, you can see, stomach of the animal or rumen of the animal, and it will definitely prevent the absorption of the, you can see, poisonous type of the plant. And you can see ready-made charcoal powder. You can see coconut flavor, and this is available in the market. So as you can take, depending upon the weight of the animal, you can take the, you can see, advice of the, you can see, veterinarian or local person over there, and you can manage this thing. And the other is a magnesium sulfate, and these things are there, but that should be used by the consultation of a veterinarian, because if some more or less some dose is there, then they may be they itself that medicine itself they create the problem. But this sweet oil is a purgative, and or glycerin is there. That can be given 250 ml to up to 500 ml. That will not cause any type of harm. But it will cause the purgation, means removal of the you can see ingesta, or you can say stool from the digestive system. Means whatever food is there, that will be expelled out very quickly from the digestive system of the animal. That can be used. And remaining signs of the poisoning like salivation or any serous signs are there, then we have to go for the you can see consultation with the veterinarian, and we have to perform the specific treatment.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any question? Because it is a very yes, please. Please ask.
Sir. Sir. Hello.
Your voice is breaking. Can you?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, better.
Yes.
Hello,
please,
sir.
Please ask.
Sir. Sir.
Please ask.
Tell about the hydrochloric acid poisoning. How that animals can be protected? Which treatment should be given in poisoning, which is commonly found in November or December month, particularly in our Maharashtra area, sir.
Please repeat.
Jawar shoots when these newly hydrochloric acid, HCN poisoning, sir, due to the feeding of this jawar shoots, sorghum shoots, sir.
So it is very common. It is very common.
That HCN. So what about the treatment, sir? Which treatment can be given?
Sodium thiosulfate and these things. So see, I am the surgeon. I am the person from Department of Surgery. And if the case comes to me, then my suggestion is that I will open the rumen of the animal. Listen, I am open the rumen of the animal, and I will remove all the poisonous thing, and I will remove the problem. But for your information, sodium thiosulfate is given, and that can be managed. But prevention is better than cure. So it is a technical part how to manage this thing. But the young shoots of the sorghum, they should not be given. Number one. Number second is that the top of the sugar cane, that also is used in various parts of the Maharashtra for feeding the animals. So that should not be given. And that is also causing poisoning. And you can see prevention is better than cure. We have to take the preventive measures for that.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Anyone else? Anyone else with a question?
Please ask the question.
Any further query? Sir, I think we have already passed our time.
Yes.
Let's call it over. On behalf of the NADCL and on behalf of the participants, sir, we would like to thank you for this informative session, as well as the actual physical tour to the stable where these cows and animals are. Thank you very much, sir. It was really enlightening. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. We may all leave the session and we will join back at 2:30. Link will be shared just before that. Thank you in the groups. Thanks.